Hello everyone. Taking advantage of a slightly less filled schedule, I thought it is just the right time for a UFO UAP news update for April 2026. And oh boy, there has been a lot going on lately. Let's start with the star of the show in the UFO space recently, none other than Representative Tim Burchett from the state of Tennessee. A few weeks ago, Representative Burchett had a series of briefings, as he called it, with all the alphabet agencies you can think of. Of course, due to the classified nature of the information he was briefed on, he could not spill the actual beans, but he did mention that had the knowledge been public, the country, and he meant the USA here, would unglue and the world would be set on fire. Someone from the military explicitly told him that aliens are real, kind of off the record it seems too. Since Representative Burchett is a Christian person, one who mentions the fact fairly often, my guess is that whatever was disclosed to him might tie the UFO phenomenon and human religion in general together. Could this also be the reason why the so-called Collins elite, a group in the intelligence community and the Pentagon, who are also heavily religious, block disclosure? Speaking of the topic of religion, last night Representative Anna Paulina Luna from Florida mentioned the topic of disclosure and that we should read the first book of Enoch. It is an apocryphal book written towards the end of the BCE times, probably sometime around 200 BCE, and it was excluded from almost all biblical canons. Even if we completely dismiss the first part of the book, where 200 angels descended from heaven, took human ladies as wives, and begat gigantic children known as the Nephilim, so technically NHI hybrids, the second part of 1 Enoch describes how the eponymous patriarch was taken by angels and shown the workings of the universe. If you read the latter part of the book, it eerily resembles a description not unlike from on board a spaceship. Is this what Representative Luna had in mind? And she is also the person behind the next piece of the news. She sent a letter to Secretary Hexed requesting the release of 46 previously unseen UAP videos, many of which apparently are in high quality resolution and or in color. The Department of War missed the deadline, and on the date of the deadline, on the 16th, they claimed that the letter got stuck in the pipeline and did not reach them at all. The UFO community obviously suspects foul play from elements of the military opposing disclosure here. We will see if and when the videos see the actual light of the day, and there are some goodies there, including tic-tac objects like the one encountered by the Nimitz strike group in 2004. Next, we have the sitting President of the United States, Donald Trump. This weekend, he announced that he did send a request to Secretary Hexed to start disclosing whatever files the military has in its possession and can be released without a threat to national security. It seems that the aliens.gov domain, which became a subject of rumors a few weeks ago, was established for this very purpose. The UFO community does not expect much due to the classification via the Department of Energy, for example, but maybe we will see something interesting in the files released. The president said that we will be able to make our own mind as to what is presented to the public. Next, Donald Trump also mentioned the mysterious case I have talked about before, which now broke through to the mainstream news. A total of at least 11 and possibly more scientists, including one distinguished two-star general of the US Army, have either vanished, been terminated, or decided to end their own lives in very suspicious circumstances. The biggest mystery hides behind some of the people from this group who left home with the minimum of possessions on them, usually just their clothes and a firearm, and went onto a trail in the wilderness, never to be seen again. Obviously, speculations are rife, from external third parties through internal third parties getting rid of all the people, down to their secretive move to an undisclosed location to work on a secret project, and even to an alien abduction. The mystery deepens, and the investigation apparently now started in earnest. The last bit of news is a sad one. Week we said our goodbyes to Nick Pope, possibly the best known face of British ufology. Nick had worked for the British Ministry of Defence for a total of 21 years, and he was running, as he cordially named it, the British X-Files. It was a small office or unit in the MOD, responsible for recording and cataloguing reports of strange sightings and events, mostly UFOs. Over the years of his work, Nick concluded that some of the reports definitely escape prosaic explanations, and his fascinations with the UFOs thus began. He was an advisor to the press and to several TV series focused on the mystery of UFOs and adjacent topics. One of his best-known appearances was the iconic Ancient Aliens series produced by History Channel, studying the ties between extraterrestrial visitors and the past of humanity. Nick was also an author of several books, not just about UFOs, and he frequently participated in various events, podcasts, and so on, always propagating the awareness of the phenomenon and the value and need to study what we may be dealing with. In mid-February, Nick sadly informed us all that he is withdrawing from the public life due to terminal cancer and bid us all farewell, although his spirit remained high and he was still involved even in those last week, where he did all he could to be present with us through various channels. Thank you for all your contributions to ufology, Nick. I hope you now know the mysteries you have always wanted to discover. Fly safe into your greatest adventure yet, sir. Between the US officials pushing the ball forward towards disclosure and the approaching movie Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg, the spring of 2026 surely isn't a boring time for ufology. I will keep you informed about the next interesting topics as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you soon in another video. Take care.